Propane. It's all around us. We use it to keep our house warm, to wash dishes, dry our clothes, and cook. Over 60 million homes in the United States utilize propane every day. But what is it? Propane gas is a natural resource that we can collect right here in America and use for our everyday energy needs. But if it's not made by man, where does it come from? To collect propane, workers drill down to collect the raw oil from reservoirs. After that, it goes into large factories called refineries. There, the propane is refined or cleaned by separating it from the unprocessed natural gas using refrigeration.
Propane is derived from natural gas or crude oil and then taken from those gas plants by pipelines or semis or rail cars to different delivery points so that cooperatives or other companies can pick it up at those terminals to deliver it to homes.
Once the propane is extracted, it is then pressurized and stored as a liquid in cylinders and tanks so it can easily be transported.
Propane in its liquid state is stored in caverns. When there's a calling for the liquid propane, it's brought to the surface and loaded in transportation trucks. And from there, we load it on our propane trucks with the cooperative and deliver it to our customers.
On the farm, propane is used for many things. It keeps irrigation engines running, helps dry grain, and makes barns more comfortable for our animals by keeping them warm. At cooperatives, propane dries grain, heats the shop in the winter, and so much more.
So we use all sorts of different types of energy on our farm, mainly probably the winter months. Obviously, it's propane to heat our barns. We use propane to power our heaters, to power our power washers, to clean the units out. So it's really important that we have a steady supply there.
For propane, they've got to heat their hog barns, their shops, their cattle barns, chicken barns, and on the residential side, you've got your home heat, and some people like to heat their garages. And then on the commercial side, we've got some businesses that we haul propane to.
The co-op's always been really good about keeping us full and being able to, have it there when we need it. When it gets really cold out and the tank's running low, they're there to fill it up. So it's really nice to have a reliable source for that.
Propane doesn't just energize our farms. It's a fuel that can safely transport you from home to school. Propane auto gas buses cost less to operate than gasoline and diesel, making it cheaper for the wheels on the bus to go round and round.
The bus's motor is going to last a lot longer because propane's a cleaner fuel, and it's also safe in the fact that it is odorless and tasteless. If it spills, it's not going to make a big mess on the ground. It's just going to evaporate into the air. There's a lot of school districts that are seeing the benefit not only for their engines staying cleaner longer, so their operating costs are down up to 20 to 40% over using diesel, but also the upfront cost is cheaper. The propane motors are less expensive than the diesel motors.
Propane is a cool fuel because it's better for the environment than other fuels. It releases fewer bad gases into the air, making it cleaner to use.
Propane is cleaner for the environment because it produces less carbon matter, so it's going to let off less greenhouse gases.
We've learned about how propane helps us every day. But did you know propane has no smell?
Propane is in liquid form when it's under pressure, but it also can be in liquid form if it's cold enough outside. If it gets to minus 45 degrees, you can actually carry propane in a bucket. But you wouldn't want to do that because propane has an odorant that's added to it called ethyl mercaptan, and it smells like rotten eggs. So unless you want people to think you stink, you might not want to carry it in a bucket.
A smell is added to propane at the refineries, so it's safer for us to use. Mercaptan is the smell that's added to propane to help detect leaks and make it safe to use. Mercaptan smells similar to a skunk or rotten eggs. If you smell something skunky or rotten in your home and you don't know where it's coming from, it's important to get outside of your house and immediately call for help.
If someone in the home thinks they smell propane, first step would be to get everyone out of the house. Next step would be go to the propane tank, which is the typical source of the propane, and get it shut off. Once that propane shut off, they should call their local propane provider and they'll send out a propane professional to help them determine the cause of the smell.
So the next time you ride on the school bus or walk into a warm building or drive down a nice smooth road, you can thank Propane, the clean American-made energy source. Propane, it's the cool fuel. Thanks for learning with Growing Agriculture Together. Find more resources at growingagriculturetogether.com.